Hey guys, it's been 2 weeks. I thought I'll come back after 1 week. I don't know what happened. Time just passed, and I am very grateful. I'm blessed. I'm at peace, and I don't know. I'm just happy, and I'm on my waiting season still, waiting for so many things, waiting for this baby. She is still not here, even it's 40 weeks, but in 2 days, if she's not here, I have to go and get her out by force. But anyway, last time I said I'll talk about settling in and moving in, but I think this thing should not be called moving in. It should have been called or named staying in, because moving in is very easy, but staying in is the hardest part of marriage. Just knowing that there is no turning back once you're inside, be it by marriage or not. Okay, there's turning back, but when you want it to work, there is no turning back. There's someone I listen to, or we listen to, he's called Jimmy Evans, and he says, when you are in the marriage, always try not to think of divorce, always try not to think of separation, because when you have that option in mind, then it's like you have something else, and you don't have something else. You only have this marriage and your spouse and a kid if you have. So the moving in was very easy. The staying in is where I want to talk about more. The moving in is just going for your clothes and coming, or having a wedding and everyone leaving and you two just getting into the same house. Just that's the part, that's the moving in. But the settling in is a very fun process. Let me start with that. It's a new phase, but it's fun. It's fun. I don't know, there's just this thing with your mentor that you feel like you are settled. I don't know, the person who called it settling in really knew what they meant, because you feel so settled, your mind feels at peace. When we were, I think, first month or second month up, or I was talking to my husband and I was like, do you feel that? Like, do you feel some kind of peace, some kind of settledness in your heart and in your mind? The fact that you are all not thinking about each other, someone far away from you, someone not closer to you, and you're there together, and you don't have to think of what is he doing. You know what he's doing, where he is. So when you settle in, you settle in even with your mind, with your soul. You settle in, and that's kind of fun. It's very fun. And also, I have to say, it's a really new phase. It's a new thing, having someone there. Having to, when you're cooking, you're not just cooking for yourself. When you're doing something, it's not just for yourself. There's someone else involved there, and you have to think of them too, not just you. If you're a woman, or you're the man, or you're the one cooking, you have to think of the other person, not this is how I like the food. It's just never about you at all. Once you get married, it's never about you. It stops being about you, and it stops being about what you love, what you like, what you do, how you do things. Now there is someone else, and there is no separating the two of you. There is not this person and this person. There's just the two of you, but you're one. It's just, now I understand what they meant with 1 + 1 is 1, when it comes to marriage. And but before you understand 1 + 1 is 1, you will have to go through a lot of phases and a lot of doubts whether this is what you wanted. But let me just say, marriage is just one thing: selflessness. There's these 3 people that I listen to, or who inspires me, or who mentors me, or who have mentored me through this whole season. One of them is Hailey Bieber. Yes, the wife to Justin Bieber. She's very wise. She's I don't understand how she can be too young but too wise. She's really wise. If you are in a relationship, you should look for her and just listen to her. And she's very strong in faith. I didn't even know she was raised in church. She has a very strong Christianity faith, and she is very wise. And one day she said, if you are not ready to compromise, don't get married. And then there's this other person who is called Jimmy Evans. That man have saved us so many fights. That man have helped us so many. Like we can say that is the one person we started listening to when we got married, and until now we still listen to him. He has tons and tons of videos out there, and he is a great man when it comes to marriage. And I always say I want to meet this man. That is one person I want to meet and be like, man, you have no idea what you have done for us. And he said that marriage is death to self. It's the dying of you, dying of I. Just there is no thinking of I when you get married, because there is no more I. And there is this other person. She's called Natalie Todd. I don't really listen to her so much. Sometimes my husband is a very big fan of Michael Todd, so sometimes we have to listen to him. And she said one day that marriage is dead, and it's true. Marriage is dead. You have to stop completely thinking about yourself. You have to start thinking about the other person, and the other person have to start thinking about the other person. I always tell my husband, it's easy when I am thinking about you and you're thinking about me, because everyone's needs will get met, will be met, because if I am thinking about how you like things and you're thinking about how I like things, then that means no one will miss out, But when you get selfish and you start thinking, he's not doing this, so I will not do that, then both of you are being selfish, both of you are being selfish. And when you are all selfish, marriage just doesn't work when people are selfish. I think that is the biggest trait or character that you have to work on when you're getting into marriage. I will talk more about that. But I want also to say marriage depends on your mental state. What do you think, or what do you see when you think about marriage? What were your expectations? What are you expecting? And more, and the biggest thing is, what do you pray for? What do you ask God to do in your marriage? Because if you are not praying, your house will not be together. Prayer is the key. And what are you praying for? What is your vision? What do you tell God? And more to it, praying together and communication. But your state of mind, if you come to marriage thinking that now I am going to be married, I will not be like this. I will not allow my husband to treat me like this, or I will not allow my wife to treat me like this. I will not allow my wife to do this. I will not allow my husband to do this. Then you're getting into marriage like you're going for war. You are going for war. You're not going to have fun. You're not going to build something. And now the state of your mind is ready to fight and not ready to build. And so I was telling a friend of mine that when you get into marriage, you realize that you and your spouse, you are two very different people. In most cases that I've had, a husband and a wife, it's very difficult to find two people who are in the same line always. There is always, this is my way, but at the end of the day, you have to find a place or a common ground where you two will work together. Not me coming to your side, not you or me coming the other side, or him coming to you. You just have to communicate and have a common ground. Yes, there are places and times when you have to compromise and move to his side, and he will have to compromise and come to your side. But most of the times you have to find a a common ground, you know. But then you cannot do that if you came into marriage saying, I don't want to be changed. I don't want him to take my freedom. You know, this is there is no this is who I am. Once you get into marriage, you realize that who you are, how you do things, it's not a permanent thing. It can be changed. It can be changed. So all I'm saying is, your state of mind have to change. What you want, you have to look at the list of what you want or what you've been praying for, and you have to look at your preparations, and your expectations have to change, and not be, you're not going to marriage to fight. You're going to build a family with someone. You're going to build an empire with someone. You're going to have babies, and you're going to build. You have to expect the best. When I was growing up, I didn't have a perfect family. My mom and my dad, they were not. I never had an example of a perfect family at all. But in my mind, I knew this is not what I want. I knew there was something better out there. I knew that I will have a good marriage, you know. And that is what I expected. That is what I prayed for, you know. Your expectations have to change, and you have to view marriage in a very positive way. You cannot come to marriage viewing it as, you know, people don't stay together these days. They just come in 2 years down and then they're gone, you know. You have to be positive if you want positivity back, you know. And I think today I've just said you have to be selfless. You have to be selfless. You have to forget yourself. You have to always think of the other person, you know. And you have to pray. I think I'll stop there because I thought I'll go on, but I'll stop there. And then next time I'll explain more on being selfless and what the Bible teaches about marriage. We will talk of Ephesians 5 from verse 22, the verse that people talk about, or people will fight and quote, but then they are quoting it to in a selfish way. You know, you're quoting this Bible verse, but you're quoting it in a very selfish way because you're talking about yourself, you know. I'll talk about Ephesians 5:22. So I'll see you next time. God bless you, and I love you so much. I'll update you when she is here, if she comes before I come back here, but she has to be here before I come back here. So bye. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to comment. I want to hear what you guys think, or how you guys view marriage and how your marriage is. Just everything, you know. I'm very new. I'm just a few months into the marriage, and I'm here speaking like I've been here for 10 years. I know there are those of you who are feeling that way, but into my experience, these few years, that is how I feel. Bye.